Hey guys, and welcome back to Chatting Breeze. Today I'm going to talk to you about marketing strategies and what I'm doing and what I'm getting on board with. I just want to start off by saying that at the beginning of the year I did a lot of research. I was listening to so many blogs and so many vlogs and reading books and stuff like that about marketing, about strategies for it. I'm really trying to narrow down and home in as to what's going to work for me. So that being said, I'm looking more into it. I always thought that trying to find any influencers or anything like that was going to be a potential issue because I didn't have the finances, or I don't have the finances to be able to pay someone who has a huge following the money that they're looking for to be able to obviously market my brand and speak about my brand. However, looking further into things, the kind of new trend, if you want to call it that, that's really starting to fire up is microbloggers. Now, for anyone who's not aware or doesn't know of what a microblogger is, it is someone who is an influencer, but they may have a smaller following. So instead of having 100,000, 80,000 followers, they have potentially 5,000, 10,000 followers. Now, with like a microblogger, the great thing is the fact that although they may not have so many eyeballs on them in comparison, what they do have is massive engagement. So yes, you could have, say for instance, 6,000 people watching you, but actually those 6,000 people are really interactive with that influencer. They really trust that influencer. That influencer has built up that connection with their audience. So when they say, oh, check out this product, or I really like this, etc., it really resonates and means something to their followers, and their followers really trust that what they are talking about is something which is something that they enjoy and they actually like. Now, I would say personally, and I would hope that any micro influencers or bloggers who are, you know, kind of teaming up with brands and stuff really do love their product. I would hate for someone for me to get in touch with someone and then they just kind of willy-nilly just talk about my t-shirts without actually loving my t-shirts and without having the passion for that, for my t-shirts, which I have, because that is going to resonate with their audience. And if it's in a good way, or it's going to show their audience, well, actually they don't like this, and then that means that that person's kind of a little bit of a sellout. So I think that would cause a distrust in their audience connection. So sorry guys, I know I'm hair flipping at the moment, that's super annoying, but it's just a little all over the place right now. But anyway, so that being said, you need to also, as the brand owner, you need to really do your homework of what micro bloggers you want to use. So when I say that, I mean in regards to, don't just suddenly go, oh, this person has like 7,000 followers and they look like they engage with them all the time. Oh, fantastic, I'll just get in touch with them and I'll just ask them to publicize my brand, or, you know, use my product or something like that. But you haven't really looked and you haven't gone, well, who is this person? What is all their content about? Does it resonate with what I want my brand to stand for? So for instance, with Chatting Breeze, I am only going to be looking for micro influencers who have style, who have confidence, who, you know, who have a bit of sex appeal there, who have the ability to really engage with women and really make women feel comfortable and confident within themselves, because that is what my brand is about. The two then will merge really nicely. And actually when I go and you've got to remember, if you're giving your product to someone, that's money that you're not earning from that product, because they're not paying me for the t-shirt, I'm giving them the t-shirt, and then on top of that they might well ask for, you know, some money to make a blog about your t-shirt or your tops or whatever it is that your brand is about, or selling. So it has to be given to the right person. This person has to represent my brand, and you need to remember that that's going to have a knock-on effect, because the people who's watching that influencer are probably going to be the same. They're going to be the same kind of thought processes to things. They're going to like the same things because that's why they're watching them every week. That's why they're engaging with them, because they have a connection, because they have similarities. So it's about merging yourself with the right person. Don't just go and look online and then suddenly use anyone and just email everyone and anyone who doesn't fit in with what you're trying to put out into the marketplace and have as a representation of your brand. I hope that makes sense, guys, because it really is actually going to be such a key thing for 2022 for people to get in touch with microbloggers and use them and represent them. Sorry guys, my phone's going off, so I just felt like vibrations going through. As well as that, I'm obviously going to, and I've spoken about in other vlogs that I've done, I've spoken about how I'm going to be using more social media platforms, creating content for that, doing, you know, 2 weekly YouTube videos, and all those kind of things. So you need to really do your research, do your homework, listen to different sources of information, and potentially why they're advising you on something. So I wanted to advise you about microbloggers because that might be something that a new brand coming up hasn't thought of. They might have just been thinking of like big influencers who they can't afford, but actually not been thinking about microbloggers who are more affordable and potentially could help your brand grow. And even if sometimes you might get in touch with them and there might be something that you can do for one another, so maybe payment isn't involved, but you can, like, if you're in the same country or same area, you could meet up and do videos together, and all those different collaborations that can happen. So use your initiative. If you literally have zero money to be able to pay them at all, there's going to be some people who are going to be like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like, I definitely want payment, or sending your product just isn't enough. I need something else. There's going to be people who, of course, you know, everyone has their own interests and what's going to help them, and so that's what they're thinking about. But there will also, you'll hit the jackpot eventually and find someone who potentially is in the same situation as you, and you can jump off of one another and really kind of grow both your brands and help one another out. Guys, I hope this was useful and you've learned just even a little bit, spark some ideas for you, and also just help you think of different ways and different means of using social media and not having to necessarily either pay someone or use like the biggest names or anything like that. Don't think you're out of the game, because you're absolutely not. All right guys, until next time, bye.